Hi, my name is Abdul Basit. Um, I'll be talking about my dam project. I did my project on the Kambarata-1, which is um, one in a series of dams planned or planned in the Kyrgyzstan region. It it has like sister dams up the river already built, um, but this one has not been built yet. But it is being planned upon and started early this year, actually. The site has been set up this year. Choosing this site, I chose it because I think I've talked about it before. It's located in Kyrgyzstan, and which is close by Pakistan. My family is from Pakistan, and I have my dad actually worked in a hydroelectric plant in Pakistan about 26 years ago, before I was born. So I know a little bit about the situation there, and I visited Pakistan before too. And actually, this one I didn't know up until very recently when I was researching, but they actually plan to sell some of the power to Pakistan. So I'm glad I chose this one. Beforehand, I was planning on choosing the one in Turkey, but I chose this one instead because of how close it was and how interesting it was. It's not it. I think I might be mistaken, but it might be one of the only ones that hasn't been built yet. The other ones have been built already. And at first that was daunting, scary even. Like, what am I gonna research upon, or stuff like that. But it actually has some fascinating history with it. I didn't think there'd be anything to it because it's hasn't been built, but it might actually have more history to it because of that. Going to my sources, I used a couple different ones. I think the ones I liked the most were the from Global Voices, the article written by Vlast. He's a reporter from the region, so he has intimate knowledge of the goings on, and he really got into the politics of it all. And that really made me like confident that he knew what he was talking about. He talked about how like the previous president of Uzbekistan didn't want it being built because it affected the river and they cut off the gas and everything like that. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then we also looked into the environment of it from the Climate Diplomacy, which is actually like a third party climate activism site. So they went really into depth on how what grading and how it's affecting the environment of it all. Going into the research, I guess what I was looking for is at first just about anything because it's not something I was familiar with, at least that particular thing. But I was also trying to find reputable sources, and I do feel like I found those. They weren't. They weren't like how Clark has a database of peer-reviewed stuff. That's something I learned early on, but they weren't that. But I think they were reputable enough from what I could like summarize, and that I could prove, yes, that this is true, that this does make for good sources. And then one of the other ones is by Catherine Putz from The Diplomat. And she really goes into how this is bringing the countries together, and then how it's something that it could help the region in a large way about providing power. And it's doing multiple things for these regions. It's providing power, it's creating diplomacy, and it's just saving people's lives. But yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you.